go. Another debate. Another lecture. Y'all just gonna talk y'all way free, huh? Y'all just gonna read your way free. Don't read me no damn bedtime story. Don't lecture me if you ain't gonna build, cuz a coward is exactly what a coward does. Why you afraid to protect the ones you love? The true God is you, so stop looking above. You gotta take it if you're gonna be free. If you ain't gonna take it, stop yelling RBG. Stop yelling black power and black supremacy. Just shut your damn mouth and sit your punk ass down and continue to...
In Nigeria, which is, if not the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is, it could be the most corrupt nation in the world, Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace.
It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? 35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now, here's America, 226 years old. You love democracy, but there in Africa, you're trying to force these people into a system of government that you just have accepted. 30 years ago, black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America, or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak because I don't have that blood on my hand. Yes, there's corruption there. Yes, there's mismanagement of resources. Yes, there is abuse. There's abuse in every nation on earth, including this one. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking a question, and I got an answer.
Why would you put it as the most corrupt regime in the world? That doesn't make sense.
Can you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one. Yes, you've done a hell of a thing on this earth, so you should not be the one to talk. You should be quiet when it comes to moral condemnation, in my judgment. I didn't mean to be so fiery.
No, that's good. That's good.
That's my passion.
I want to make a response. I want to make a reply to some of these Negro hypocrites. Some of these dark European, fake, fraud, kiss Caucasian people in their booty type folks. Why do you say that, brother? I say that because you need to be fair. If you're not fair, if you're not just to all, only to a certain group of folks, then you are exactly what I called you. Some dark European, hypocritical trash. There are those Negroes, African Americanists, who come on social media and they are real upset with what happened live on Facebook. Now, to me, in America, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. That's what I was told. So we should view it that way. These are accusations. I don't care whether there's a videotape or not. Public, what people say in the public is not supposed to have anything to do with what happens in a courtroom, the court of public opinion. Now, you can have your opinion. Everybody has the right to their opinion. Cool. But don't sit around here and pretend you're something that you're not. You are all upset. Oh, the savages, the hood rats, they attacked this poor, defenseless, Caucasian, mentally disabled young man. They torture. Let me tell you something. Y'all like to over-exaggerate stuff. When I was young, I did not have my head put in a toilet. But basically, I was done the same way by bullies. That's all I see. I do not see this hate crime. I do not see the torture that y'all talking about. If that's the case, I was tortured. Bullies torture all over the country then. And you don't hurt somebody because you love them. You do that because you hate them. So every time that somebody is bullied, it's a hate crime. Every time somebody is done wrong physically, that's torture according to you guys. So now all the new cases that's coming through, it's about hate and it's about torture. Y'all are very, very silly. You over-exaggerate stuff. The only one who does torture is the CIA and the FBI. We know they torture. Matter of fact, they had to make a law. CIA, FBI, y'all can't torture no more. That's real torture. What you saw on this videotape, that's not torture. Ask somebody who really has been tortured. That's nothing. Nothing but somebody bullying another person. And of course, and me being a victim of bullying, I am not in no way endorsing or advocating or defending somebody defending a helpless person. However, I would show the same reaction to everybody. I don't want to see nobody jumping on Caucasian people or Indian people or Asian people. I do not like and I hate and I can't stand when somebody bully another person. I live in a nation that's a bully. This nation here wants to bully North Korea and Iran and Iraq and everywhere. It's a big bully. So we see where these behaviors is coming from. So why are you shocked that these children behave this way? Well, it's racist because they talk about Trump this and Trump that. That's part of the sentiment all over the nation. The children, these teenagers, just copying what is going on normal. There's a lot of people who hate Trump. They all upset because Trump is the president-elect. So what? That's just common general. What hate got to do with anything? But anyway, that's y'all hypocrites. Because at the same time, you don't get upset. There's a case where these 3 Caucasian fellas, savages, hoods, thugs, they raped a young black boy, teenager, with a clothes hanger. Where's your outrage? The case is over. The judge let one of them I know let them go. Free, scot-free. Where's your outrage? Why aren't you calling these guys savages and hoods and they need to be held accountable? So how is setting them free, how is that holding them accountable? So now the judge needs to be held accountable. Where's your voice? See, y'all fake. Y'all fake. You're a bunch of hypocrites and you're fake. Negroes. You're doing that because don't do that to my massa. Don't torture my massa. Don't hate my massa. That's what it's all about. You have a slave mentality. Because if you're going to feel that way, you feel that for all human beings. Since you want to be so goody two-shoes. That's what you're trying to pretend to be goody two-shoes. I am not going to side with racists over these black teenagers, no matter what they've done. And behind closed doors, I would tell them, you know what you done was wrong. But I'm not going to come out into the public and lambaste these children, these teenagers, who could be my brother, my niece, my nephew, my cousins, or whatever. I'm not going to do my family like that. So y'all can take that and jump in the river. But the main thing that's here that you hear coming out of these people's mouths, oh, they must be held accountable for their actions. We all must be. You must be held accountable for your actions. Well, you live in a nation. There were people living on this land before George Washington, before Abraham Lincoln, before Thomas Jefferson. There were people here. Everywhere you drive your car, there was people already here. What happened to them? They were murdered. They were placed in concentration reservations. That's what happened to some of them. Who's going to hold your country, your nation accountable? Who's going to hold George Bush accountable for telling the lie there are weapons of mass destruction? I don't hear your voice about that. He was a liar. He knew it was a lie. And Colin Powell and all these other liars. Where's your outrage? Everybody must be held accountable for their actions. Why don't you hold your president, your Congress, your leaders, hold them accountable for their actions? You don't do that. But here are some teenagers who are nothing but the byproducts created by a society filled with liars and murderers who have gotten away. America has gotten away with slavery. Slavery, Jim Crow, these are crimes against humanity. The sundown laws, the black code, crimes against humanity. When will you hold America accountable for what it has done to dark-skinned people? Not only a long, long time ago. Y'all like saying that, a long, long time ago. But they continue the same behavior today. And the reason why they continue to express the same behaviors today is because nobody is holding them accountable. Y'all favorite word. Where's the accountability? Matter of fact, you will send your brothers, your fathers, your sisters. You will even go yourself to the military to fight for them so they don't have to be responsible, so they are not held accountable for their actions. The Honorable AdMinister Malcolm X, prior to his assassination, he had plans to go to the United Nations and file complaint and grievance. Not because America is beautiful, not because America is just, because America was killing black folks, murdering black folks, stealing from black folks, and an oppressor of dark-skinned people in this nation. I'm very sure they were happy that some silly idiots murdered that man. Again, they avoided being held accountable for their actions. Y'all favorite words. So who the hell are you to judge anybody? Who are you to judge anybody? Talking about, here you are, you've gotten away with crimes of humanity for hundreds of years. You have the nerve to judge. You are not in no position to judge nobody or say anything. or tell anybody about accountability when you have yet to be punished and held accountable for the hundreds of years of evil and wickedness this nation has done and continue to do even as I speak. They are murdering somebody. So y'all need to get out of my face. Don't bring that here because you're going to get really beat up. Hypocrite. Silly dark Europeans. Go on about your business. The most silliest people that have ever existed on the planet. So in love with evil, so in love with wickedness. Because Massa can't do no wrong. But I also want to remind you, even according to the laws of the United States of America, murder has no statute of limitations. How many Native Americans has this nation murdered? How many black people, dark-skinned people has this nation murdered? And you allowed it to happen. You made it legal to kill Native American people. You put bounties on slaves and bounties on Native American people. It was all legal. When are you going to be held accountable for your dang actions? You will. You think you're going to continue to get away with it, but you're not. You're not in no position at all to judge nobody with all the blood dripping from your hands and the flesh that you done ripped from somebody that's coming out of your mouth. You can't judge, you're not in no position to judge nobody. Crimes against humanity. When will this nation, this society be held accountable? Since y'all love the fact that people are supposed to be held accountable for their actions, you live in a nation that has yet to be held accountable. White people need their ass whooped. That's just the bottom line. Sick of your control, sick of your influence, sick of your filthy mouth and your behavior, your unjust ways. You're just sickening. And before, y'all dark-skinned folks, you non-pink people, before you get on your high horse and think I'm here to entertain you and make you feel good, I want to tell you this. Because you live, have you ever, and I'm pretty sure many of you ride the bus, many of you have been a passenger in a car, in a cab, in a plane, and so forth, on a ship. You are at the mercy of the driver. So if I'm riding in the car with a drunk driver and this fella decides he's going to run off the bridge and the car fall off into the river, into the river down below, guess who's going with him? The passenger. So before you get all happy like this is not going to have no effect on you, oh yeah, the white man needs to be destroyed, the white man need his ass whooped. Well, guess what, Negro? You getting your ass whooped too. You're on the same ship. You're in the same car. You are on the same plane that this man is on. And if he gets his ass whooped, then you getting your ass whooped right along with him because you're making no attempt to leave his house, to get out of the car. You know this is a drunk driver, but you want to have fun. You want to feel good. You want to go to the party. So you don't mind getting in the car with a drunk driver. This boy, these pink folks have been driving drunk, acting the fool for a very, very long time. Let's go back very quickly to the late 1920s, early 1930s, And I believe Franklin Delano Roosevelt is going to become president during this period of time. And the period of time that I'm talking about is the Great Depression. The Great Depression was so terrible that Caucasian people were jumping out of windows. They could not handle their money, their savings being taken away, being nothing. They would rather die than live poor like most of the black folks. Because according to my grandparents, the Depression didn't affect them at all. They was used to not having nothing. They were sharecroppers. They raised their own food, animals and things that didn't mean nothing to them. But many people could not handle the Depression. The suicide rate was very, very high. People was suffering. So they came out of the Great Depression. And what by George did the white people learn? There was something that had to cause the Great Depression. What did you learn? What caused it? Are you going to do things different so there is not another Great Depression? White folks ain't learned a damn thing. Soon as they got over that hump, they went right back to doing what they was doing. Matter of fact, this was during the late 1920s and 1930s. There were many blacks that did not have to worry about the Great Depression because, my friend, they were lynched. They were tarred and feathered. So they didn't have to worry about that period of time. That was the end of time for them. Then we go to the Civil Rights era. A lot of black folks is mad. The race thing is very, very high. Black folks is really, really angry. You have all kinds of black organizations, the Panthers, the Nation of Islam, SNCC, and the government is going crazy. What we gonna do about these niggers? What we gonna do about them? So Malcolm X was murdered. Dr. King was murdered. And after a little while, the whole thing started to settle down. Lyndon B. Johnson signed gave the Negroes some crumbs. And then guess what? Then the white folks, they went right back to doing what they normally do. I wonder how many blacks was lynched during the Civil Rights era. Then you have Vietnam. How long was Vietnam? 10 years? Trying to make these people be like what Caucasian people are. And these people whoop your ass. The Vietnamese whooped these crazy Caucasian people's backside so tough, they left behind millions and millions of dollars of military equipment behind. They did not even care. Look, those chains, they can have that. Those chains and chinks, whatever, they can have it. We got to get out of here. It's already embarrassing that these people who we thought we was going to blow them back into the Stone Age, they, because of their tenacity, because of their heart, something that black folks, so-called Negroes in America, that's what we don't have. We don't have no heart. We gonna lose. Haven't even stood up and fought for yourself, and you gonna lose. Oh, you deserve to be a slave. Then you have, what did you learn from Vietnam? They ain't learned nothing from. Then they went to Afghanistan. They went to Afghanistan, went to Iraq, because they did not learn nothing from being in Vietnam. And here you are, you and I, we are in the car with these idiots. Then we have the oil embargo of the 1970s. And then people start selling these small cars. I'm going to lump this in with the financial crisis during the Obama reign, the Obama presidency, the 2008 financial crash or whatever, during the Obama administration. Basically, the same type of thing was happening. Remember, what was that? Buy for bucks program, whatever. They wanted you to turn in your old gas guzzler so you can get a more efficient vehicle. So you had the oil embargo, and right now, in today's time, we just came through this little financial crisis crap. And what have white America learned? During the 70s, as soon as that gas crisis was over, went right back to buying gas guzzlers, long Lincolns, these long Cadillacs. Some of these cars so long they look like limousines. You went right back to buying SUVs, all the dumb stuff that you was doing. Oh, wow. The bottom line is, woo, man. We got an ass whooping coming. You got an ass whooping coming. Because, woo, man. You don't learn nothing. You don't learn nothing from your actions. You think that you can do anything that you want and get away with it. No matter how wrong it is, you think that, and Caucasian people, and you know, I understand why Caucasian people behave the way they do, because nobody really has been able to put them in check. I've been waiting on God myself. People tell me, God gonna do this, and God gonna do that. Well, God ain't did a damn thing, but something is coming down the line. I can feel it. You got an ass whooping coming. It's got to come. And some of you know that the ass whooping is coming. You remember when you was a child and you knew that you done something wrong and you gonna run and hide from your parents? They don't care. They have all the time in the world. You gonna come out sooner or later. You gotta eat. You gotta get a drink of water. You can run and you can hide. There's many of you think Jesus is going to save you. Allah is going to save you. No. An ass whooping is coming to this country. Unfortunately, sometimes when children get in trouble at home, sometimes your parents say, I don't know who did it, but all of y'all going to get a whooping to make sure I get the right one. We getting the whooping because we are in the same house with these fools. And now they have elected the most, this president, this real true nutcase as a president. You got a butt whooping coming. An ass whooping is coming, I'm telling you. And you think that gold and silver and save up you some food, and no, you getting ready to get your ass whooped. Because you sit around and you allow these people to do these things. So now a price has to be paid. And you're not going to get out of it as easy as you did during the Depression and Vietnam and the oil embargo of the 70s and what you just went through. You don't learn a lesson. You're going to learn this time because the reality of your life is getting ready to change. Everybody. I don't care who you think that you are. Everybody. The reality of life as you know it is getting ready to change because you did not learn. You are an adult people and you ain't learned nothing from your mistakes. And one of the persons was saying, I used to listen to him and he was doing good. Then he started talking about we can't have no pets. I love my dog. What are you talking about? We can't have pets. I don't listen to him no more. Well, that is still my position because this pet thing is the same thing as slavery. And what is a slave? a slave lives a slave's life, a slave only exists for the sole benefit of his or her master. When you have a pet, when you put an animal in a zoo, that situation does not benefit the lion, the tiger, or the bear. Keeping your dog locked up in your house, putting a sweater on your dog or your cat does not benefit that animal. You have denied that life the right to live. You have made a slave out of that animal because the situation, the animal does not benefit in any kind of way. Where did you learn this type of behavior? Some of you say we're Africans. Some of y'all say we're Native Americans. Well, let us look at Native Americans and let us look at Africans. From my knowledge, you can teach me now. From my knowledge, when I see or I saw many African people, many Native American people in this country, from what I know, what I read, their relationship with nature, with animals, they might have a dog in the tribe. They might have a monkey in the tribe or whatever. But that animal is not on a leash. They don't put it in a cage. That animal can stay with them, or that animal can take off anytime that it feels like. The animal is not made a pet like the way you do. Lock the dog in your house, then your house catch on fire, the dog can't get out, and the dog burns up in the house, and the cat and the goldfish and the snakes and all the other stuff that you have made a slave out of. I want to make something very, very clear. I understand this relationship we have with our pets, with these animals that we have enslaved. Matter of fact, as you know, or maybe you don't realize, you don't put yourself in the same category, but at one time, black people was pets. You and I, our ancestors were domesticated animals. The same, exact same thing. You didn't like it, but for some reason, but because you're superior than the dog and the lion and the whale, you have the right to make a pet out of them and put them in zoos and have them swimming around in a bowl in your house because you're superior. That's the same type of attitude that the Caucasian races have. I'm superior. You're supposed to serve me. That's the same way they thought. So here you are. You are a victim and claim that you don't like that. That's racism, is evil. But at the same time, you practice the same type of behavior. What is it? You can't. It's either one or the other. Now, I understand how we feel about our pets. I mean, when I was a young boy, I had a pet. Matter of fact, Angel Snupnup 7. Angel was the name of my dog. And Snupnup was a nickname that we had for dogs. Or Angel the dog. Angel Snupnup. And then I put a 7 on there because 7 is one of my favorite numbers. So when I first came to YouTube, I named my channel Angel Snupnup 7. I was very close to my dog. I was a child. 8, 9, 10 years old or whatever. My dog was my best friend. But I was a child. I didn't know any better. I know better now. What we have done is we copy our oppressor, the way they feel about dogs. Caucasian people are crazy about dogs. They care more about dogs than anything. As much as you see on TV as people, you might see dogs. They love them some dogs. They say that a dog is a man's best friend. Well, what man? What man? Now, here's man's best friend. The reason why so many dark-skinned people in this nation don't have a dog is because the dog, we have a bad relationship with dogs. Here is a picture from I would assume sometime in the 50s or 60s, and the racists used dogs to attack and even kill black people. And prior to this, in slavery, you know, when a slave runs away, they sick the hounds on you. And many of you have been to jail and prison in the old days, and I'm pretty sure it still continues right now. You know, they send the dogs out for when you escape prison and jail and things of that nature. So a lot of dark-skinned people, we don't like dogs anyway because of this history. Some of us love our dogs. Why do you love your dog like that? Because your massa, the people that is your and my example, the nation that we live in, they have an obsession. They have a sick, demented love for a dog. That's why we do it. Because you can't say that you learned it from Africans. You can't say that you learned it from Asians or anybody. This sick European has this relationship with the dog. Matter of fact, some of us, we even greet ourselves like that. What's up, dog? What's happening, dog? And of course, you know, we call black women a bitch. A bitch is a female dog. An obsession with the dog. And what is so sick about it, you know, we get carried away. Look at this. You got these animals, these dogs living in your house, licking you in your face. You copying your massa. This is where you're getting this behavior from. And you call this dog a member of the family. This is a member of my family. Well, Michael Vick here, you know, he was making money off dogs. He was fighting pit bulls. But this is how we're close to this dog. Now, the sad thing about it is you put this dog above human beings. You call this dog a member of your family. It's a dog. It's a dog. It's not a human being. But we have become so sick and so messed up in the head that you embrace a dog quicker than you will another human being. They spend billions of dollars on dogs every year. Do you know how many people could go to college because of what you spend on a dog? Medical treatment, what you could do for a school, for what they spend on dogs? During the what they call the economic downturn, when President Obama took over, was going through this economic downturn, this crash, I noticed that the dog business, the pet business, was not affected at all. The only thing that happened was some people abandoned their dogs, but overall, there was no dent. You could not tell there was a dent in the dog business. People kept buying dog food, and the vets were still in business and everything. It's very sickening. And the sad thing about it is you have these animals, and then when you have too many of them, people abandon them and they become strays. Then you want to catch them and give them a death sentence. You want to euthanize them. If you did not have pets to begin with, if you did not have these animals, if you did not make them slaves to begin with, you wouldn't have all these animals that's unwanted. We live in a nation. We have become a people where we are really, really sick. You got these animals, talk about they're your family members, in your house. Shedding fur, shedding dander, throwing spit, taking a dump on your rug, peeing on your floor. I don't care if you never listen to Angel Snup Nup 7. That's unnatural behavior. I had a dog. My dog was not a slave. My dog lived outside. My dog was not on a chain. My dog was not on a leash. My dog was not even in a fenced yard. My dog could come and go as she pleased. My dog would leave and be missing for days and days and days. And my dog did not like dog food. My dog was able to go out to the lake, catch ducks and catch rabbits. My dog became sort of wild. My dog was free. You can't say that for your dog. My dog's life benefited her. And we was friends. I was friends with my dog. And you could say we were sort of family. We was cool with one another. But I would never choose my dog over my sister, my brother, or another human being. But y'all do. You have become obsessed, and you live in a nation with some sick, demented people that choose dogs. And if it was not for domestication, if it was not for the enslavement of the dog, these dogs, these goldfish, these snakes, they would not have nothing to do with you. It's a forced relationship. If it was not for slavery, oh, yeah. If it was not for slavery, you as a dark-skinned person, you would have nothing to do with pink Europeans. Slavery and conquest, colonialism, and those things, that's what caused this sick relationship. And now, oh wow, it's gotten to the point where the Europeans said, it's too many of y'all darkies running around. And I heard from some of these people, y'all might call them, what they call them, what's the name? But anyway, I can't think of the name. But they say it's time to get rid of a big portion of the population. It's not going to be Caucasian people, so it's got to be dogs and darkies. We would rather keep our dog. Some of y'all darkies got to go. So don't be shocked if you as a dark-skinned person, you might find yourself in a concentration camp, just like the way you do stray dogs, because there's too many of them, and it's just too many of them, and there's no more use for all these dogs and cats, so let's kill them. There's no more use for y'all Negroes. Let's kill some of them. But we got to justify it. Oh, wow. Oh, well, excuse me. I'm a little drowsy, a little sleepy, but thank you very much. You've come to the right place. This is the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry, and I am your soul brother number one, Angel Snub 7. I just would like to take a brief moment and just talk with us. Well, brother, what do you want to talk to us about? Well, there was a question that was raised that I would like to give my take, my opinion upon this particular behavior in the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin. It's a behavior that really is a detriment, and among many of the reasons of why you continue to stay in the horrid condition that we find ourselves in. Because there are many of you who believe, in fact, act this way. What behavior are you talking about, brother? The behavior or the question that I would like to raise to us, and I am pretty sure that many of you already have an opinion on this particular subject matter. I want to give you mine, and mine is going to be real. It's going to be right and to the point. It is the behavior that we should be doing if indeed you truly wish to be liberated and free. However, if the only thing you want to do is talk, if the only thing that you want to do is perpetrate a fraud, then you continue to do what you're doing, because quite clear you are very happy being a dang slave, a comfortable Negro, black power, black Hebrew, black Muslim, Kemetic slave. That's all I see around me is a bunch of slaves. That's why there are not that many people who come to this ministry, because I mess up your good feeling. It's all about feeling good, living in a nation that you claim is so terrible. But it seems to me you all right where you at. What is it you want to talk about very quickly, brother? I want to talk about, does the black conscious mind, the mentality of conscious, does that mean you can't have fun? This is mind-blowing to me. Adult people, most of you are over 18 years of age now, you still want to have fun. You still want to sing Cyndi Lauper's old song, girls just want to have fun. Oh, black conscious just want to have fun. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? And I will begin this by saying, or looking at nature, because nature is my master teacher. I respect Dr. Clark. I respect Dr. Ben, Amos Wilson, and all the many great teachers that we have and we look up to, but there is no teacher greater than nature herself. And I'm going to put nature in and give nature the mother gender, because mother is a producer, mother is a life giver. But of course, as you know, nature does not have a gender. So let's make that perfectly clear. Now, if we look at nature and we look at adults, the adult animals in nature, you and I, especially if you are over 18 years of age, you are now an adult. When you look at adult lions, adult elephants, hyenas, or any animal that is an adult, fun time is over. Because in the mind of the adult, it's all about survival. It's all about life and taking care of the new life that you bring onto the planet. And when you do that, if you have that type of responsibility on your shoulders, life is no longer fun. It's about survival. Life is serious. But black folks always want to have fun. It's all about entertainment. It's all about fun. And that's why you love Sarah Sunseti and Dr. Umar Johnson and Polite and Sonetta TV. That's why y'all love all these guys and Farrakhan, because you can go to you can listen to a speech and the speech is entertaining. It does not do anything to make you really want to seek liberation. It makes oppression tolerable. It does not give you and paint the picture of the reality that you find yourself in, because you don't take life serious. You are an adult by age, but your mentality is still infantile. Thus, that's why the scriptures call you, and I say this over and over again, call you children. You have a childlike mentality. You always want to have fun. Adults don't have fun. Even when I was a child, I was not interested in partying and having fun. Me, myself, it did not do anything for my mind. What is it supposed to do for you? and you're so childish and infantile, even if you want to have fun, there is no balance. Either you're a total clown, or you go to the other extreme. You want everybody to think that you're so dang serious. Now, me, myself, if you really knew me, you may think that I am very serious, but there is downtime. I can't stay serious all the time. In nature, you see the lion, the male lion might play with a cub now and then, and you see them, but that's not what they revolve around having fun. I gotta eat. But the so-called Negro, the descendant of slaves born in America, the colored, the Negro, the African Americaners, whatever you want to call yourself, the reason why you want to have fun, because you don't have to worry about survival. You don't have to worry about survival because your massa take care of you. That's why you worried about the Benjamins, because massa taking care of you. As long as you can get a hold of the Benjamins, massa really is taking care of you. You're not taking care of yourself. So you can afford to party and want to have fun and you don't take things serious, because when you wake up, you know massa gonna make sure that you have a little something to eat. You got a little job and a car, and massa do all this for you. If you had to take care of all these things yourself, then you wouldn't be talking all that stuff. Well, brother, we got to have fun. We got to take a vacation. Here you are, Black Power. You going to Disneyland and SeaWorld and going on these vacations. When you are oppressed, when you're really suffering, that type of money goes into the struggle. You don't have time to be going on vacation. I'll get my vacation when they put me 6 foot underground, or I'm on top of the ground fighting 24 hours a day, just like the enemy is fighting us and harassing and oppressing us 24 days, 24 hours a day, and they have been doing that going on 500 years. You are supposed to be an adult, and you wonder why the children don't look up to you, because you're not acting and behaving as adults. Childish. You always want to have fun. I understand why some of us feel that we need a break and we don't take things so serious, but at the same time, I want to remind you that the slaves was having fun. They was out in the field singing those old Negro spirituals while they was chopping sugar cane, picking cotton, and whatever else the massa wanted them to do from sun up to sundown. And then on the holidays, they was singing and eating and making more slaves and all that. They was having fun. And what did that having fun, what did it do for the slaves? They was having a lot of fun. Living, and was able to tolerate, because really, how could you live in a condition like that and not want to run away? The runaway slaves should have been hell of a problem. But just like it is in 2017, y'all talk a whole bunch of crap, but you really comfortable slaves. When I was locked up, they wanted me to have the same type of mind like you. They said, man, take a break. Grab one of these old girls, or, sneak off with one of these old staff that like you around here. Be comfortable. I was not interested. Every time they saw me, I was writing on some paper. Every time they saw me, I was speaking about my unjust incarceration 24 hours a day. That's why some people didn't like dealing with me, because that's all that was on my mind. I want to be free. I want out. I want out. It reminds me of when you see animals sometimes when they become trapped. Some animals, when they become trapped, they just say, oh, the hell with it. And they just, well, it is what it is. But then you have some of those animals digging under the fence, keep slamming against. There are some animals that will keep banging up against the wall till they break their head open. Woo! There are some animals, when you trap them, they will keep banging against whatever it is they are trapped in, they will burst their head open. Their brains will fall out. You have no idea of that because this animal wants to be free. This is the type of mentality that you have to have. If you want to have fun, then you should have fun. You should see the struggle. You should see black consciousness. You should see liberation as having fun. Being on the streets, awakening the minds of the people. Participate in things that serve your cause. That should be fun. Just like when you see the brothers in the Nation of Islam on the corner selling bean pies and newspapers. That should not be something that you somebody has to make you do. I love Elijah Muhammad. I love Farrakhan. I love the nation. I'm out here because it feels good to sell a pie. It feels good to sell this newspaper. You have to feel good. You have to find joy in the struggle, but you don't find no joy in the struggle. And when you talk about fun, they want to go to the club and get drunk and chase booty and ding-a-ling and listen to the nasty music that Beyonce or Drake or Nicki Minaj and all that they playing in the club. And then on the side, of course, you know you're gonna smoke your weed and sniff a line. You with your black conscious lying fake self. See, that's the reason why they can't hang at the Realist temple on earth. Because I'm serious as a heart attack. I want to be free. I want us free. I want us liberated. I want us to have our own. I don't want Massa to continue to provide food, clothing, and shelter. You need to be an adult. And if you're providing food, clothing, and shelter, you would understand that it's about survival. It's no game. You don't have time for the girls who want to have fun, because it's not about fun. You are an adult. When you become an adult, fun time is over. You are responsible for your children. You are responsible for food, clothing, shelter, the society itself as an adult. But since you're not an adult, you're still a comfortable slave, you can still have fun because Massa is taking care of you. We need to become adults. And like the soldier who has learned how to enjoy killing, you have to enjoy this thing that we call liberation. You must enjoy the struggle. I know I'm not wrong on this issue, because if we had this attitude, you and I, we would not be complaining like we are, because our work would be producing the things that would make us feel good about ourselves, and have fun at getting liberated, fun getting free. And that's what I celebrate. Jot down your comments.